This is officially the Fever warning the WNBA. It's about to be on. We'll take a look at that footage in just a second.
The Indiana Fever just dropped a workout video that has the entire WNBA on edge. Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark training together isn't just another offseason clip. It's a warning shot. This duo has the potential to be one of the most lethal backcourts in WNBA history. Mitchell's explosive first step and limitless range are already a nightmare for defenders, and now with the Fever adding Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, and DeWanna Bonner, their transformation from lottery team to championship contender is happening in real time.
I was already interested to see what this team was going to do with just the big three, right? Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston. But they went out there, they signed Sophie Cunningham, they signed Natasha Howard. They went and got DeWanna Bonner.
Have you seen what's happening in Indiana? The Fever just dropped a workout video that has the entire WNBA on notice. But this isn't just another offseason training clip. Something special is brewing between Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark, and it just might rewrite the record books next season.
Right here. So Kelsey Mitchell in slow motion, just video on Kelsey Mitchell there, a nice high five of Caitlin Clark. Kelsey Mitchell, oh my god, pass. Caitlin Clark setting screens. Okay, let's just watch this and we'll break it down.
What makes this backcourt tandem so different from the other elite guard duos around the league, it starts with the numbers. Mitchell averaged 19.2 points per game last season, while Clark pawned 19.2 points per game. That's a combined 38.4 points from just two players, but the stats only tell part of the tale of why this duo has basketball experts buzzing.
Did they just run the three-man weave? Are they running the three-man? Is Stephanie White just saying, you know what, with all these offensive players, I think we can do whatever the hell we want. We're running the three-man weave.
Let's start with Mitchell. In this workout footage, you can see that blazing first step that leaves defenders in the dust. But she's not just quick, she's calculated. Mitchell knows how to create space like few others in the league. One clip in particular stands out. She pulls off a perfect fadeaway jumper, a reminder of why defenders never get a moment to relax when she's on the floor.
This is basketball. No look. We just saw the Kelsey Mitchell no look.
Now add Clark to the mix. Her shooting range is unmatched in women's basketball. She's stretching defenses the same way Steph Curry revolutionized the NBA. But what really jumps out in this workout video? Her court vision. Clark isn't just looking to score, she's reading the entire floor, spotting passing lanes most players wouldn't even think exist.
Okay, so this is literally what has happened here. So Caitlin has pitched to Kelsey Mitchell. Caitlin gets the ball from Kelsey Mitchell, pitches back to Kelsey Mitchell, comes off a flare screen from Bree Turner, while Kelsey Mitchell has the ISO and Bree Turner rolling to the basket. Oh my god.
But the most exciting part, their chemistry. In one sequence, Clark fires a no-look pass to Mitchell on a backdoor cut. It's so seamless, you'd think they've been teammates for years, not just one season. You also see them working off the ball, setting screens to create space. One moment stands out. Clark sets a perfect flare screen for Mitchell, leaving her wide open for a three. Now imagine trying to defend that at full game speed.
Working with Caitlin Clark, and then look! The league's best backcourt is back. The deadliest scoring offensive combination in the WNBA, in Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, back in the lab.
Think about the defensive nightmare this creates. If you focus too much on Clark's deep three-point threat, Mitchell torches you with her quick drives. Stick too close to Mitchell, and Clark will either step back for a logo range bomb or thread a perfect pass to the open teammate. When they're in sync, there's no good defensive strategy, only damage control.
Obviously, Key Porter's playing defense, and his jaw, he's obviously looking in this workout, and he's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna make you make a read. So I'm gonna either cover the roller, or I'm gonna have to cover the I'm either gonna have.
This is why basketball experts aren't exaggerating when they call this the most dangerous backcourt in the WNBA. Their skills mesh perfectly. Mitchell's elite scoring and explosive athleticism paired with Clark's generational shooting range and court vision. The footage speaks for itself. This duo is shaping into something special that could dominate the league for years to come.
Kelsey Mitchell is laser focused on the basket. That is how she's wired. That's her DNA, and everybody needs a player like that. Every team needs a player who can just go get a bucket at any time. right? Like who is hardwired to go for the basket. And then Clark makes you think because she could pull up and shoot. She could drive by you. She could distribute.
That duo dominated last season without even having a real playbook. Coaches literally called it a give the ball to Clark or Mitchell and pray offense. But what we're seeing in this workout footage isn't just two stars improving. It's the first glimpse of a true championship-level offensive system being built around them. And that should terrify the rest of the WNBA.
I am very, and I mean this when I say this, very excited for what this Fever team does on offense.
Here's what no one talked about last season. While everyone was mesmerized by individual heroics, no one mentioned that the Fever were running one of the most basic offensive systems in professional basketball. Under Christie's sides, there was no real structure, just elite talent being sent onto the court with a figure-it-out-yourselves approach. Random benchings, poor timeout management. This team was succeeding despite her coaching, not because of it. And that's what makes this workout footage so shocking.
That's an interesting one. Either way, it's good to see Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin working out. It's good to see the players. Good to see Bree Turner there as well. It's good to see a lot of these players coming together for the Fever.
For the first time, we're seeing real advanced offensive concepts being put in place. Look at those pitch exchanges, the three-man weave actions. None of this was in last year's playbook. The Fever are finally implementing the kind of structured sets that championship teams rely on.
Seeing Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell back together is great and everything, but it doesn't change what happened from last season. What is going to change what happened from last season is their continued growth of chemistry and then all the other pieces that they got to work with now.
This transformation is happening because of Stephanie White, and her arrival changes everything. When she coached the Connecticut Sun, she built an offense that maximized every player's strengths. A system where everyone knew their role and how to create advantages. Now, she's bringing that same championship-level expertise to the Fever.
If Stephanie White, if she has enough offensive talent, I mean this, if she has enough offensive talent that she's able to run the three-man weave in professional basketball, she is just the greatest coach of all time.
You know what's crazy? Even without a real offensive system last year, the Fever still put up impressive efficiency numbers. They were already dangerous. Now imagine what happens when you take those same elite scorers and plug them into a structured system designed to get them open looks. It's like taking a Ferrari running on regular gas and finally giving it premium fuel.
This team was the best offensive team in the WNBA when their entire offense was, and I kid you not, we run the floor, Caitlin hits shooters, or Caitlin runs a pick and roll. If Caitlin's open for three, she shoots. If she's open for the drive, she doesn't shoot.
Watch that workout footage again. Pay attention to the flare screens and roll actions. Those aren't random moves. They're deliberate sets designed to create specific advantages. When White fully installs her system, these actions will generate wide-open looks that simply didn't exist last season. Defenses won't just be trying to stop individual talent anymore. They'll have to deal with a fully structured system built to create mismatches all game long.
Was Caitlin Clark passes the ball to a wing, she runs under the basket, sets a fake screen for Aaliyah Boston, and comes off a pin down from the trailing big. Or if Caitlin Clark starts on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, the play is the ball's passed to the opposite side, there's a pin down for Caitlin, and if that pin down doesn't work, Kelsey Mitchell goes dribble, step back, long two brick.
The evidence is right there in the workout video. That's not just a drill, it's the foundation of a more advanced offense being installed. Last year, the Fever relied almost entirely on isolation plays and simple pick and rolls. Now, we're seeing coordinated movements where all 5 players have defined roles, creating chain reactions that force defensive breakdowns.
Like, it was the most basic, the literal worst offense in the history I've seen in the history of basketball for a team that was good at offense. Like, they had no half-court offense last year. None whatsoever. And they were so good because they had pace. They had a point guard that was able to run the show like nobody else. And as well as that, they had the point guard who was able to run the show, which again, no other team had.
And those defensive breakdowns we're seeing in practice, they're about to get multiplied by 1,000. Because the Fever didn't just upgrade their playbook, they completely transformed their roster. While everyone was focused on Clark and Mitchell's development, Indiana's front office pulled off the basketball equivalent of a heist, building a championship-caliber supporting cast right under everyone's noses.
Well, don't look now, but the Indiana Fever have assembled what I think many of us believe could be a bit of a super team.
This wasn't just about adding a role player or two. The Fever went all in with high-impact veterans who know exactly what it takes to win at the highest level. Did you notice they brought in Natasha Howard? She's not just a defender, she's a versatile two-way force who stretches the floor, creating even more space for Clark and Mitchell to operate. And don't forget, she brings championship DNA to a locker room that's still learning how to win.
Sid Colson is playing in Athletes Unlimited. Dewana Bonner has been around in Indiana. And look, Dewana Bonner is a vet. She's been there long enough. She knows what she's doing. Sophie Cunningham's been back in Indiana. So the only player, and Natasha Howard has just won the Turkish Cup, beating Fenerbahce, which is huge.
Sophie Cunningham is another huge addition, bringing exactly what this team was missing: toughness and consistent three-point shooting. When games get tight in the fourth quarter, Cunningham is the kind of player who thrives under pressure. She's been battle-tested in the playoffs, and that experience will be invaluable when the Fever face those high-stakes moments that young teams usually struggle with.
Though, look, I think the Fever are going to be good. I think the Fever are going to be real good next year. Again, look, defensively, it'll be interesting to see what Stephanie White can do. But when it comes to just pure offense, I don't think there's a scenario where the Indiana Fever are not one of the top, or not even one of the top, sorry, that they're not the top offensive team in the WNBA.
Have you seen what Dewana Bonner brings to this lineup? Her scoring immediately takes pressure off the backcourt stars, but it's her length and veteran leadership that truly complete this roster transformation. Bonner knows how to mentor young talent, and just having her on the floor elevates everyone's game. The days of opposing teams focusing only on Clark and Mitchell are over. Try to double team either of them now, and Bonner will make you pay every single time.